good job covering. Danny, could you stop talking about stuff I'm trying to make a video about? No, I wanted to keep this video content driven because maybe you're like me and have a clue as to who this guy is and why everyone's talking about it. Well, to quickly catch you up on his sudden popularity, it's because almost everything out of this guy's mouth is just some insane shit.
Oh, you'll notice I'm animated when I talk. I move my hands all the time. You can watch any of my tape speeches, I move my hands. If you watch me on Twitter or Instagram, I move my hands when I talk. I'm always moving my hands when I talk.
Like an alpha.
Like to move his hands around. But now it's something I've learned because being animated makes you more capable of assassination.
You see, a typical motivational speaker might say moving your hands around.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
Confidence or to maybe be more expressive. But Andrew Tate teaches it as a way to assassinate your enemies without them expecting it. And I gotta say, I've already added it into my kit. Yeah, so anyway, yesterday me and the boys were just walking around and stabbed. And that's when I said, look, I'm just gonna hang around the beach today, put my hands behind my back, and see, you might think I'm your friend telling you a nice story, and now you just got shot several times on my head.
That's what Hitman does.
You feel quite silly.
Half of the missions you can just
and dead
hand gesture and kill someone.
The idea of tactical surprise, and this is why I'm always moving my hands.
And so far, I am hooked by this man. What other secrets doth Sir have to spill? Well, I wanted to find out, so I started watching all the content.
Wasn't this dude on the podcast talking about messing with and befriending Eastern European mafia?
Was an infinite supply.
Damn, you remember that he was on a podcast.
You see, the great thing about Andrew Tate's content as a YouTuber making a video on him is I don't have to look very hard for a contentious clip or him being dumb. It's every sentence. It's everything he says.
I will never, ever wear headphones in public. When you put your headphones in and you're walking down the street listening to your music, you are a target. You are losing one of your most important sensory perceptions. And I've been jumped 4 times.
Oof.
Every time I was jumped, I didn't see it coming, but I heard it coming. Every time I see someone with their fucking earphones,
what does that mean?
Insanity.
Did they like announce their intentions? Like, excuse me, sir, we're crossing the street with the intention to rob you. Just please wait 1 moment. Or does he think every time he hears footsteps that he's about to be jumped? God, Andrew Tate is such a fascinating weirdo. It's so wild.
Through life blind, why are you walking through life deaf? Is your music so important? Next time you're sitting there thinking, oh, I really want to listen to this, you start getting your headphones out your bag, realize you're making yourself target number 1. You're advertising to the world that you are not combat ready.
So what would you have me do, Andrew Tate? Live my life in fear on a daily basis that I'm gonna be attacked for leaving my house? I'm good. I choose to listen to John Mayer without the paranoia. At least that way, if I get jumped, the beating will be in some part relaxing. Maybe I'm not combat ready, sure, but I also don't often find myself in sudden combat. How many times you been jumped again?
And I've been jumped 4 times.
Okay, remind me to never hang out with you because apparently you're target number 1 without the headphones. If ever I've been jumped as many times as you in life, I think I've made some bad decisions. Ones that didn't include the choice of whether I wore headphones or not that day. But this is Andrew Tate, Cobra Tate, Top G. Top G?
Yeah.
What? That's some bullshit. Everyone knows I'm the only Top G around here. Hashtag Top Gunner for life. But he's the new face in the red pill manosphere for young dudes because he gives it to you real. He's brutally honest.
Why did you have him on the podcast? So, we had him on the podcast 5 years... well, how long was it? 4 or 5 years ago, I don't remember. He was still like a kickboxer at that point. And I don't remember who got in contact with him from the squad, but he was mainly just a kickboxer at that point. He made like some stupid tweets, which were like goofy. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't remember. But at the time, he was just like a kickboxer. And he said something like, he had like some dumb take on reading that we thought was entertaining, so we asked him to explain it, and I don't remember what he said. It's been a while. It was so embarrassing though. But yeah, at the time, he did not have the war room or the human trafficking charges or anything like that. Things with Prime Dad.
Used to defend him for saying really stupid and offensive shit. But before we peer in deeper, I've got some really smart and non-offensive shit to say because this video is sponsored by Atlas VPN.
Nice.
This week, which can be a little stressful.
Hashtag ad,
you know
baby.
what's more stressful? I don't know, not having my internet traffic protected and encrypted. Imagine these boxes behind me are my personal online data. Hey, where you going with that? Hey, stop, put that down. Took it. That was my bank account login. If only I I had been more combat ready by installing Atlas VPN, then my password would have been secured behind several layers of encryption and data breach monitoring. Right now, Atlas VPN is running a huge discount. You can get a 3-year subscription for just $1.99 a month.
Thanks to resub Monski. Is that episode still up? No. Well, I don't know. It might be, I couldn't tell you.
Same blazing fast speeds and high-level security you'd expect from paying for other VPNs. Not to mention, just one subscription will protect all of your devices. My favorite use for Atlas VPN is streaming online content locked to different regions. Say I wanted to watch The Office on Netflix, but because of stupid business people and intellectual property rights, they took it off the platform and put it on Peacock. Yeah, NBC, I can't afford another streaming platform. I wasn't even paying for Netflix, I'm on my stepdad's account. Thankfully, with Atlas VPN, I could just change my IP address to LARP as a lumberjack from Canada, and now The Office is available. My stepdad's Netflix account. I don't think he knows I'm logged in still. None of y'all better say shit. Once again, for a limited time, Atlas VPN is running a massive discount of a 3-year subscription for just $1.99 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you can claim this exclusive discount by clicking my link in the description below. It would really help me out. So how has Andrew Tate gotten so popular? Has everyone suddenly become fans of his fluffed-up kickboxing career from years ago? Or maybe getting
he did have a kickboxing career.
And challenging Jake Paul to box and put him on
harass.
Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check.
Irony. No, the reason Andrew Tate is so well known right now is because he's the most successful course guru on TikTok. You might be thinking, Gunner, how is that possible? He only has 100K followers. My 13-year-old cousin has that. Well, he set up what's called an affiliate program, meaning that if I click your exclusive link to sign up for Hustlers University, a prestigious online school for today's hustlers.
Was he at least a good boxer? I think he was a kickboxing champ for a bit.
Kids, they can make thousands of IRL robots,
I don't remember.
aka money. Hundreds of new TikTok accounts were made with affiliate links in bio,
This is the prime
reposting clips of
Bavarian.
hate that make me actively lose brain cells.
That's what it was.
I need action. I need
He's had this opinion for like 6 years now, that reading makes you dumb.
fucking fight, fucking a bunch of hoes, champagne going crazy. I can't just sit there. Oh, and for people with slow brain.
I mention this now because it's one reason as why many of his fans are batshit crazy, because they have a monetary incentive in making sure Top G stays on top. That he keeps killing the game, even though Top G seems to openly hate them.
There's a prime DUI.
Lazy, arrogant. And when I say poor, what I basically mean is less money. Because I take literally set the bar. I set the difference between rich and poor. My amount of money is the amount of money you need to be rich. You have less money than me, you can buy a single cent of fucking broke. Nobody.
Interesting premise. I suppose life is pretty easy when you arbitrarily set the line of success at exactly the amount of money you have. Andrew Tate's net worth is around $30 million, so that means
No, it's not. It's not.
$1,099.99. I'm sorry, but you're poor, a broke kid.
Unless he somehow got into
You don't have
crypto,
as much
it's
money
not.
as him is because you're either lazy, arrogant, or stupid.
You're either lazy or arrogant. If you were none of those three things, you'd be here with me in this room, wouldn't you? But you're not, because you are a fucking peon.
Yes, every person without
Thanks
$30
to
million
Resub Sad Boy.
to their name is one of those three things. You're only 9 years old, being raised by a single mother. Pathetic. Bet you get 0 bitches. Have fun waiting in line for food stamps and watching your mom collect unemployment checks. I'll be over here in my penthouse yelling at you. But that's the weird thing. It's like all of his fans have daddy issues and enjoy being talked down to. And hey, a little tough love can be good motivation, but he's just being a dick. And he's not even correct about what he's saying.
When I sit here as the richest person who's ever fucking wasted his time talking to your fucking dumbass and tells you what to do, you don't fucking listen to me. Oh, well, Tate, you know, maybe he's wrong about you're broke. How can I be wrong when you're in the poor category and I'm in the rich category? I obviously know something you fucking don't.
Rich people aren't wrong.
True, he is kind of a
Heard it
genius.
here first.
He
Get
said that the
access to
reason
this
he gets so
higher
much
level
pussy
knowledge base
is because he
that's
never
universal
watched
how it
Star
works
Wars.
across that $30 million
So he is pretty
threshold.
smart.
Sorry, $30 million and $50 threshold. Andrew Tate's made a course set. The line kind of keeps moving with his bank account, remember? Now, obviously, that sounds fucking stupid, but Tate's fans desperately try to rewrite what Andrew says to be something more nuanced, and that simpletons like us can't see the real meaning behind his words.
Does
Only
Tate have
intelligent
fans?
People can look past the brash delivery and understand the truly impactful and pure truth behind his hate speech. I think Andrew's polarizing way of speaking is calculated and very well thought out. His brash delivery pushes the weak, fragile, lazy away and attracts the strong ones.
God.
Ones who are actually going to do the work and thus get results. Top G. Facts. Only top of the line
God.
alphas will stay.
These are tier 1
Continuously
stogies.
let a random
Give
dude
some
on the
dude
internet bully
and
them
resub
and make
dude.
them feel lesser.
Fucking peon.
I hear his
Prime
fans
meme.
saying, you don't get it, Gunner. You gotta read in between the lines to see the real message. Well, I'd first say Andrew Tate's anti-reading, so try again.
Too smart, Julie.
But okay, I'm a smart guy. I try to look deeper into his sentences, and I can't find anything besides a guy trying to make you feel insignificant for not being as wealthy as him. But Gunner, my fellow top G, he's motivating us. He's motivating me. I'm not saying you can't take motivation from it, but just because that's how you interpreted his belittling words doesn't mean that was ever his intent. I don't think it's particularly healthy to pretend this is any different than a school bully pulling your pants down in class and you thanking him and then paying him $50 to do it again. I think the reason so many dudes attach themselves to Andrew
That's
Tate
such a fucking good analogy for it.
That for whatever social reason,
Except there's a lot more than 50 bucks with Tate.
Against the mainstream discourse. I realize that sounds vague, perhaps vacuous. Saying vacuous twice in one video. They said it couldn't be done. I'm changing the commentary game. But I'll show you an example of what I mean.
Men and women are not the same. We've never been the same. This new think idea that men and women are the same is complete garbage that's been invented, right? For the longest period of human history, men had a role and women had a role.
Men and women are not the same. True. Such wisdom you have bestowed upon us, Mr. Tate. Now,
That
I don't
was
think any
enlightening.
person with a human brain has ever really denied this, but this is the hook Tate uses to reel in a new viewer to his content. Man and woman different? I thought it was just me. I noticed that too, because I'm smart. Go on, I'm listening.
So a woman can't go around fucking people and pretend it's the same as a man running around fucking people. It's absolutely not the same. A man can only cheat if he loves someone else. If I have a woman who I truly love, and I go out and fuck, and I come back to her, and I don't care about her, and I only love my girl, that's not cheating. It's exercise. If she even talks to a dude, it's cheating. Because females are emotionally invested.
Hold on. What happened? How did we get here? What insane leaps have we made in just 20 seconds?
Hey, it's
Man and
called
woman are different.
logic, Gunner.
Therefore,
Science.
I can cheat on my girlfriend as much as I want, and she can't have guy friends. Thank you very much. Good night. I think we missed a few steps in the deductive reasoning department, but nevertheless, here's where we find ourselves. But this is how Andrew Tate has gotten so popular.
This dude
Tricked
doesn't
enough
even
people
have
into
hair.
believing
What a
that he
sigma.
said-
Bro, Tate doesn't have hair because hair's for weak, pathetic peons. The reason he's so rich is because he got rid of his hair. It's like Saitama. He trained so hard, but with pussy here, that he lost his hair and now is 10 times as successful. You just don't get it. You don't understand Tate's wisdom.
And so popular. He's tricked enough people into believing that what he says logically follows. It doesn't. But it lets him say crazy stuff that his fans will defend because, well, he said something true in the beginning. Here, I'm gonna give it a go myself. Human beings are born without clothes. Agreed upon premise. Therefore, women, when they hang out with me, should just all be naked all the time. They should just be naked around me, and I get to wear clothes though because I get cold. And because I said so. Impeccable reasoning, they call me the next Aristotle. Now, I started getting curious on Tate's background.
He's the
what
Brian
led him to be
Rethro,
such
recent
a
ace.
terrible person he is today. And I stumbled upon this podcast he was on called Fresh and Fit, where we get to peer behind the curtain of his villain origin story.
I actually put something on Twitter the other day that went viral and pissed everyone off. Why is it everything I say annoys everyone? I'm just trying to live my life, you know, and I just try and say something and everyone's like, what? No. So I said the other day that any child who's obsessed with superheroes, that's a warning sign to the father. When I was a child, the only superhero I was interested in talking to or being around with my dad. Like if I watched Batman and I go to my dad and say, hey, did you see what Batman did? My dad would sit me down and go, fuck that, listen to what I think.
Dude, why do people get mad at me for just saying stuff? You're just being mean. I feel like superheroes don't
What?
fuck yourself.
Who was your dad? Kingpin?
Okay, so we got a young
Just
Andrew
personally
Tate who looks
insulted
up
by
to his dad
Batman?
with a seemingly large ego, sounds familiar, and his dad doesn't want his kid looking up to superheroes. Now, this caught my attention because I think superheroes are great for kids to look up to, especially.
I mean, it's
now
definitely a fake
with
story.
their
It's just not real.
hormones.
Nothing
And
Andrew
Tate's
Tate says
dad's
is
gotta be
real.
a pretty good
Which is
dude
why I
when
never
his
know
son's
for sure if he's
admiration
genuine or a
of
troll.
Batman. So let's hear more about him.
The one thing my father was fantastic at was prioritizing the mindset of my brother and I above even his relationship with my mother. So, because there's so many dudes who end up being cucked out in their own household because they don't want to argue with the wife, and the sons see that shit. I was never raised around that. My dad would disappear to chess tournaments for 2 months.
I wasn't raised around that because I wasn't raised. My dad was never home. He can't get cucked out in a household that he doesn't live in. My dad was a genius.
He's gone for 2 months. He walks in the door, my mom's like, Emery, where you been? It's been 2 months. I don't know where you've been. What is this? I've gone through your clothes. There's a picture of some bitch in your da-da-da. And my dad had been home for 42 minutes, and he'd just go, sorry, son, she won't shut up. Walked out again. See you in 2 months.
What a great dad.
That's just who he was. He's
Fake
like, I ain't
story,
saying
though.
shut up a bitch.
Oh, so he left you for months at a time, and when he came back, back, and your mom caught him cheating. He called her a bitch and left again. Sick, yeah, what a guy. Real alpha mentality in the bloodline right there. What'd you claim his reasoning was? Prioritizing your mindset?
My father was fantastic at prioritizing the mindset of my brother and I above even his relationship with my mother.
How? He left your family. I hate to break it to you, Andrew, but your dad doesn't seem like that good of a guy, and it's kind of making me feel sad for you. No, he was proving to me that you can't take shit from a bitch. It was a life lesson, not him neglecting me and calling my mom a bitch. When I saw this clip, I was
What an alpha.
Puzzle pieces began to click because this is the reason Andrew is the way he is. He has grown up to become his own abusive father to a new impressionable audience of millions, and it's kind of sad teaching his fans.
Nah, it's pretty epic, actually.
To him, while he himself appears to have daddy issues. It's one big daddy issue loop. And for someone that preaches supreme alpha confidence and masculine energy, once you look at a trait that he can control, he gets pretty
Savage and
upset.
Josh.
A long story, I'll keep it short. When I was young, my father said I should shave my hair off because he said, when you're a full-grown man, nobody cares what your hair looks like. They're going to care about the quality of man you are as an individual. They don't care what your hair looks like. They care if you're big and strong and rich and successful and interesting and charming and smart. So you don't need hair. Any man who really thinks they need hair to be attractive to females or to matter in the real world has no substance.
Right, so they don't.
That was the most copium shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god. See, this is why I can never tell if he is a troll or genuine with shit like that. Like there's no... And what blows my mind is that people actually will hear that and be like, oh my god, this guy's so fucking wise. I didn't think Tate had actual supporters. This video's convinced me otherwise. But I don't know who could hear that and be thinking anything other than, damn, that was sad to hear. I just can't tell. I really can't. I can never tell if it's real or just a character. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot in both columns. Because if it's just a character, then he plays it really well. Because he was arrested on human trafficking charges. So, like, he'd be really committing to the character. Yeah, either way though, it's always just goofy entertainment with Tate.
Don't care about external things like your hair, but they care about other external things like if you're big, strong, rich, and successful. Of course, those things are at least in some part in your control, but like having hair don't really mean you have substance and character. So it seems more likely that Andrew has a chip on his shoulder.
Thanks for your
Places
step,
where
bro.
his hair can't reach. And look, I love our bald kings and queens out there, but you gotta own that shit. Not tell a fabricated backstory about how you shaved it off because you agreed with your dad's lesson, when all the old pictures of Andrew show that he had clearly thinning hair and probably shaved it off just because it looked better.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I forgot. He had like noticeably thinning hair back before, like even before he finished his kickboxing career. Yeah. But it was an alpha move. Like the reason his hair was receding is because it couldn't keep up with his ever-evolving alpha status. So he had to get rid of it.
And probably shaved it off just because it looked better.
Shaved all my hair off because I was talking about male haircuts and bullshit. You got haircut, you got hair, so I shaved it all off.
Huh. That's a different backstory on why you shaved your head.
No, it's the same story.
Like you're lying. It looks like we might have just stumbled upon your biggest insecurity.
You give a shit about your haircut, there's a question sometimes. Girls don't care. So the only reason why is because you want to, I don't know, impress yourself. You like to sit in the mirror with your dick in your hand, you're jerking off, measuring your fucking, I don't know, laser-guided fucking measurement on your own hair, hoping the millimeters are right to you. Or you're trying to impress other dudes.
Right, okay, so I'm either egotistical for having hair, or I'm gay. No, right, that checks out. My question is, why would gay guys be impressed by hair, but not women? Are haircuts innately a gay thing? Are haircuts gay? Let me know in the comments below if haircuts are gay now. Because that means like 98% of people are gay today. So that's turning a new leaf. That's great. Anyways, it's pretty obvious this is a hairy subject for Andrew. Sorry. I'll cut to the chase. Sorry. Hair or no hair shouldn't affect anyone's character. But let's be honest here. It's a fun way to express yourself. And yes, often can make you look more attractive to other people. Why attack people with hair just because you're falsely impaired? Bars. I know why. Because you're just as insecure as the rest of us. Putting on a front of an apex level predator when I think those last jokes might have left you a little teary-eyed. I bet he kicked your ass, though, is what the intense fans of his only have left to say. And sure, man, true. I didn't train to be a world-class kickboxer, but I'm still gonna make fun of him. Assuming he's not gonna find and assault me in the middle of the street, I feel pretty secure cracking jokes at his expense, but I will stop wearing headphones from now on, and I'll start waving my arms really fast when I walk outside, just in case he might attack. There is one more thing I wanted to mention before we go. I didn't really know where to fit it in the video, and it's to anyone that says...
I haven't seen a lot of the clips he showed, by the way.
And I'm falling for the bait by covering it. That
This
just
is new
isn't him
Andrew
at
Tate
all.
lore.
This is just him putting on a front for attention. Here's a clip of him being asked that, and Andrew telling us that this is all just really him.
How much percent persona and how much percent of that is actually Andrew Tate personality?
I think there's a time and a place, right? There's a time and a place for show business, that's for sure. But it's certainly, definitely authentic. I might be delivering things in a more dynamic way depending on the setting. But all in all, that's basically pretty much what I'm like.
So unless that's him lying and alpha giga-braining us to another dimension, I took everything in this video that he said as his actual thoughts, no matter how over the top he might deliver. Anyway, that's the video today, Bottom G's. I apologize for the delay in posting, but we're moving, family weddings, and getting third in Ludwig's Creator Contest. My time's been kind of robbed from me lately. I'm set up now,
So
though, and ready to pump up
fucking
some
interesting.
bangers for summer, so why don't you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Gunner Klein, and follow me on Twitch at Gunner TV Live. We'll be resuming streams next week, and this video is probably getting demonetized, especially for that whole jerking off thing he did at the end. Thanks for that, Andrew. So why don't you go check out Atlas VPN with my link in the description, or go check out my Patreon where you can support
Usually
me
give
directly.
sub
I
Arctic.
would really appreciate it. Thank you guys. With all that said, always gotta be ready. Good day.
That was a lot of new Andrew Tate information, and I consider myself very well brushed up on Andrew Tate. He just has such a wild career online. I guess there's just always something new with him. The creepiest chiropractor on YouTube. Okay. I do love goofy chiropractics. Which one? The one from Kin or Hollywood's? Hey, wait! I know this guy. We watched this guy. Kai and I made a video on this guy like 5 years ago. His name is Advanced Chiropractics, right? Isn't it this guy? He gets him with like the little toy hammer. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Yep, this is the guy.
60-year-old man make a 40-year-old woman cry? Do you want to see people's heads get ripped from their bodies?
God, this guy's goofy, yeah.
Be a pussy and answer, fuck yes.
Yeah, we did watch quite a few.
Yoga pants and first time ring dinger. It doesn't get any better than this.
By the
Yeah,
the
baby.
chiropractor uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, and he titled this. This is the name he gave it.
Well, his ring dingers are legendary, to be honest.
Nothing weird about this. Just a 65-year-old man with his hand on a 30-year-old woman's ass. That's
Well, he's feeling the nerves. It's part of chiropractics. Man, it's been so many years since I went down this rabbit hole. I used to watch the fuck out of these weird chiropractors.
This man just played with her hair 3 times in a row to talk about her hands.
So if you look right where the sole and the heels meet, you see the left one's a half inch shorter here.
This is what I hate about this guy. He said, well, I told you I'd talk about
Yeah, Greg! Oh, I forgot how awesome this guy is. Makes me some Sinju and Arisen. This isn't the ring dinger
Listen
yet.
to the hydraulics on that fucking beast of a machine.
Probably the sore spot on you most of the time, isn't it?
If it wasn't, sure as fuck is now.
Okay, but look here.
Yeah, I can't stand chiropractics either. I went to a chiropractor one time because my grandma really likes them. He herniated a disc in my neck. I hate chiropractics.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shit's a scam. Ring dinger.
that's so isn't it? Because you're stabbing her in the face with your fucking thumbs, you lunatic.
Well, just wait for the ring dinger. That's when he really starts to blossom into a beautiful butterfly.
I really doubt it. Okay, but for real.
He's a tier 1 better gamer.
He is cracking her knuckles.
Complain of war back in.
But you guys came to see the ring, motherfucking.
Yes, the ring dinger. Take her fucking head off, Greg.
Savage.
This is definitely not safe. His ring dingers, I wouldn't say they're unsafe. I'd say we haven't evolved enough to really understand how they work. You'll see. It's his signature anime move. It's fucking great. Yes, sir. She is not ready. This is gonna be a spiritual journey.
Yeah, he just rips people's heads off. But I mean, this lady seemed to enjoy it.
Just like that. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks to the Prime Gummy.
Now, I hear you. You might be thinking, hey, at least he's not hurting anybody. So, you could
Yep.
tell he did his signature move on a normal fucking person.
Well, I'll tell you something. I did a long time ago.
There's one last thing I gotta show you guys. It's the end.
So I've known about this channel for a minute.
I'm not sure what the ring dinger is, first of all. I don't know if it's the whole process or if it's just the rip your head off move.
It's just the rip the head off move. I loved this goofy chiropractor rabbit hole. Kai and I used to watch it together sometimes. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And it's become more of a fetish on YouTube over the last 5 years. So if you type in like chiropractor, we'll just do chiropractor adjustment and see what happens. Yeah, you'll pretty much all of them are women with their ass at the camera and wearing like minimal clothing, and they're always like pushing on their asses or putting the asses towards the camera, like damn near goatseeing them. There's one guy in particular, and I can't remember his name, but he only works on women in bikinis. That's his whole YouTube shtick. I can't remember his... He might have been banned by now, I really don't know, but... Oh, there's even a horse chiropractor. Greg gets out there with a ring dinger. Yeah, it's a crazy rabbit hole. Rips a fucking horse's head off, yeah. People have died from that, though. I saw a lot of people mention that in the chat, yeah. When you do a move like the ring dinger, it can actually kill them. It's fucking terrifying. Who in their right mind goes to people like this? My grandma keeps going to a chiropractor. She has for, fuck, as long as I can remember. It's actually pretty upsetting, because every time she goes, she's in pain. And then once the pain heals, she goes back. Because he's convinced her that that's just the process, and that it needs to continue. Even though I think she'd be doing better overall if she didn't keep going back. Sad what medical professionals will do to keep a client. Well, chiropractors aren't like medical professional. I mean, you could make an argument they are, but they're not like an actual doctor. It's its own like pseudo science. That's not just being mean, it actually is not like an actual medicinal science or anything. They have to be certified. There is a chiropractics board that certifies them, but it seems like they're awfully lax. Yeah, I saw the Island Boys down there. This actually might be the channel I'm thinking of. Like, maybe he graduated from only working on bikini women to also viral superstars. I thought it would just play.
What's going on? They're gonna get
Man, this is insufferable already.
the first time, so,
I prefer when he only, like, grabs women's tits and pretends that it's somehow adjusting their spine. The Island Boys just keep riding the Island Boy song wave as much as possible. I don't blame them at all. Why would you prefer that? At least that's kind of goofy. The Island Boys are just insufferable. Oh yeah, baby chiropractics is a real thing. Well, it's, again, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. You would be shocked at the shit some moms put their babies through. Yeah, baby chiropractics, very controversial, but it is a real thing. There are baby chiropractors. Do some adjustments. She's much more, well, maybe not. I was gonna say she's much more gentle than the guy I saw do this. The guy I saw in here was fucking blasting the baby. Give him the ring dinger. Imagine Greg comes in with a towel and a ring dinger. Yeah, this... Much more gentle than the guy I saw doing this. Hold on, you guys need to see this shit though. This just reminded me of it. I think it was called Baby Yoga? Baby Yoga swinging around, is that it? Oh my god, yeah, this shit was fucking wild. I don't know if I can play it on stream because it's genuinely difficult to watch. It's a yoga instructor who convinced this couple that yoga was good for their baby. So she takes the baby and starts fucking flipping it around like this. And then she starts helicoptering the baby. All while the couple looks on, like, happily, like, oh, good. Now our baby's nice and limber. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I don't know if I can watch it, because I genuinely think it would probably break terms, to be honest. But yeah, it's crazy. If I remember correctly, she was even doing, like, kettlebell swings with the baby at one point, too. So she'd, like, take the baby by its legs and go under her legs and then out, and then back down and out. It was wild. Yeah, I definitely think it would fall under child abuse, for sure. It should. If you sign your baby up to one of these people, you should lose that child. And obviously the people should be in jail. Stretch the baby like pizza dough. That is really what it looks like. Did the child survive? Well, I don't know, man. They didn't tell me in the video. The baby made it through the first wave, at least. They were alive by the end of the video, but whether or not they survived past that, God only knows. Baby's first boss fight. Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's fucking crazy what these stupid couples will do sometimes, just because someone tells them it's good. Do you remember Home ASMR Clinic? Is that the ASMR chiropractors, the ones that would like hit each other with baseball bats? They upgraded their studio since the last time we tuned in. That big YouTube ad revenue coming in hot. I could fall asleep to this. This is good ASMR. So they seem to have really toned it down. Last time we watched this guy, I do remember this. He like had them in a full Nelson and then like cranked their arms back together. Like he did his best to dislocate every client's shoulders. So it looks like he's really taken it down a bit. I do love his passion for it though. You can see how much he enjoys it. And I think that's pretty important. Is the guy orgasming? Well, they probably both are right now. Very soothing massage. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute! He's gonna do it! Rip his arm off! God, he's so happy. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, it looks like he does still do like the full Nelson move. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, get in there. I mean, no one really needs vertebrae anyway, to be honest. Yeah, snap him in half. He died. It's like Weekend at Bernie's, probably. He's just making adjustments on a corpse. Yeah, I don't know what the chopsticks really do here. They seem like a pretty small part of the overall experience. Why is his shirt off? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that helps with the chopstick massage. Absolutely immaculate technique. Well, yeah. Goddamn right it is. That's the home clinic ASMR, baby. Oh, baby, he's still ringing and dinging. Alright, what do we want? A double ring dinger? Can the human body even stand such a thing? That's like getting shot by a shotgun twice. I imagine one of his legs is shorter than the other, huh, Greg?
Okay. His left leg is short in this position by half an inch in the prone position. Now when I bring his legs up, they get even and that tightens up a little bit.
That's crazy. He actually says that in every video. Every single video.
He has a left gear field, positive gear field on the left, and a positive knockless test with lumbosacroiliac tightness.
He's still operating on Windows XP. Needs a firmware upgrade. Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Really pump his ass, Greg. Lengthen that leg. Oh my god, he cured it. So if I go to Greg and he starts pushing on my asshole, will he make me taller? That's an interesting technique. This actually does kind of look like torture. I've got to start twisting on his nipples a little bit in order to unlock the tight iliosacrum. Perhaps even help with the L5. Oh! He's gonna come in with a people's elbow. Oh! You're about to go to heaven. Literally, it's the ring dinger table. Let's go! Oh my god. I'm so excited. Do it, Greg. Oh! Right in front of his girlfriend, too. She's gonna watch him die. Oh, oh, big ring dinger. Oh, fuck. You should have just said yes. You dug your own grave? Oh! Jesus! He's got double dingered. Is he still conscious or what's it? Oh, well, he was for a second. He hasn't moved or said a word since. I don't think he can. He's panicking. Alright, now get out the circular saw, Greg. The chiropractic jigsaw, maybe?
So, how would you describe your very first chiropractic adjustment?
Terrifying.
With our other YouTube crack addicts worldwide, Drew?
Not exactly what I thought.
Yeah, Greg's still on the grind. I think he just follows the same script, though. I don't think he ever really goes off book anymore. Thanks to Resub Crow. Wait, does Greg himself get ring-dinged? Oh my god, Greg's on the chopping block! How many times does Greg get dinged? Holy shit! He's a fucking ring-dinging addict. That's not very good mobility at all, Greg. I don't think the ring dingers are working, man. He's very stiff. Like a fucking scarecrow. Oh, just skipping right to the ring dinger. No foreplay. He doesn't want anything else cracked. He just wants to get his ring dinger in. I bet Greg can take a wallop, though. If you're gonna ring ding Greg, you're gonna have to fucking, like, rip like you're trying to start a lawnmower on him. He doesn't fit. Yeah. He's not really in, like, the correct specifications for the table. The day will come when Greg has dinged his last, or ringed his last ding. This is gonna kill him one day. But god damn it, he's gonna go out doing what he loves. He's gonna get ring dinged all the way to Valhalla. Let's go! Nice. Oh man. Good old Greg.
You got all the basics down in the biomechanics and the biophysics and urology of it all.
Did he say the urology?
That was deeper.
This isn't urology, Greg. Maybe he meant neurology. Which also wouldn't apply here. Yeah, it's just buzzwords. If you don't know what bioenergetics is, then consider yourself lucky. It's basically just putting bio in front of any word to make it sound official. So there's like bioenergetics, what did he say? Biophysics, bioanalytics. All kinds of weird bios. None of them are like anything actual. Like, for example, bioenergetics is a wacky one. Where is Elliot Hulse? Here it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Greg's coming back in here for another ring dinger. This man really just Jesus Christ. I've got to see it. I mean, give it to him. Money shot. Finish him off. Yeah, fatality. Nah, Greg can't be decapitated anymore, man. He's too strong for that. You couldn't cut his head off with a goddamn katana. That's 65 years worth of ring dingers daily. That neck is more powerful than titanium. About 4 or 5 months ago, there was a TikTok account that I was made aware of. I won't say the name of it, nor will I say the name of the channel that I'm about to talk about here. And as always, please don't go and harass this person. But the TikTok account, it was basically one guy going into these pseudo-intellectual takes trying to break down why women are the way they are, implying that they're stupid and built differently, making them inferior to men, saying things like they can't get close to God like men can, and that they can't be trusted. Just horrible shit. He'd also imply that they only care about big dick and a lot of dick. And like, yeah, the only way to get laid is by having a huge sledgehammer penis. Science confirmed it. It's just like really alarmingly terrible shit. And over time it became more and more clear that this guy just doesn't like women. He seems to just hate women. Just really awful shit. He eventually got banned for it, luckily. But now he's taken that filth and put it on YouTube. And I just wanted to share a little bit of it with you. So this is a video of his called "Women Are Not Real." And I don't like to use this word, but this is the epitome of incel shit.
Women are the physical manifestation of sensory perception. And in the same sense that when your senses are overloaded in any particular way, whether they're overloaded with pleasure or overloaded with pain, if your senses keep receiving that same stimulus over and over, you are not going to have as strong of a reaction to that same stimulus.
None of that meant anything. Everything he said there had actual no meaning behind it. It's just a lot of fucking nothing. You just took a bite out of a nothing burger that this guy fed you out of his ass. He so desperately wants to sound smart and it's just not working. I also can't tell if he's 15 or in his 20s. It's impossible to know for sure, but it looks like he's still going through puberty.
In this same sense, being that women are the physical manifestations of this phenomenon, that is why women's value must be preserved. They can't be trusted to handle anything of greater responsibility, anything of greater importance than daily household chores and taking care of babies. Not taking care of children, taking care of babies.
Well, that sounds a bit alarming, a bit of a red flag, but who am I to question the expert? Just look at the amount of books he has on his shelves. This guy's clearly a genius. He also even has some cursed ancient Egyptian relics back there for some reason, like the fucking Millennium Puzzle or something. So, I mean, he must know what he's talking about. He seems very, very knowledgeable. When I first heard this, I was convinced it had to be a troll, but the more and more I look into this guy, the more clear it becomes that this guy has just actually been indoctrinated into the incel shit. He comes out right away and just says the only thing women can handle is household chores and babies. Holy shit.
Because once babies turn into children, that's when the psychological development comes into place, which far exceeds the capabilities that women are able to provide for the child. But going back to the value preservation, women's value has to be preserved while a man's value has to be created. Women are born with inherent value, men are born with no value, or next to no value.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, men really got the short end of the stick. We have no value compared to women. Who the fuck hurt this guy? I find it hard to believe he's ever talked to a woman, so I don't think he has like a real world experience getting like his heart broken or something, causing this kind of monster he's become. I really think he's probably just been terminally online and then just started adopting the incel beliefs.
The reason a woman has inherent value is because her value is based on her fertility. To put it bluntly, that's what it's based on. Women's value is based on their fertility. That's why it's in the best interest of a woman not to waste her inherent value and try to lock down a high value man or a man who looks like he's on his way to becoming high value as soon as she can.
That's right, ladies. Time is running out. You're missing your chance with this high value alpha male. Like, what are you waiting for? Your ovaries are drying up. Your pussy, it's gonna turn to dust unless you let this guy put his dick in it. So, you're fucking up. You're losing a high value male by waiting around. Come on, he's just right around the corner over there.
But like I said, the more experiences, whether positive or negative, that a woman goes through decreases her value because women cannot handle the stresses or the pleasures of life.
Yeah, ladies, you're supposed to stay locked in a fucking isolation chamber, a sensory deprivation tank, and wait for this fucking angel to grace you with his huge wiener. Alright? The more times you're having fun, the more times that you're maybe being sad, the less valuable you are. So stop having experiences, okay? Just exist in a fucking ball and wait for this man to ride in on his white stallion with a chariot and his dick and balls out and take you off your feet. So that way he can breed. God damn it, stop being so selfish and having experiences, you harpies. I'm obviously cutting some parts of this video out because he just drones on and on and on and on. So I'm trying to just get all of his main points here, and my god is it absolute lunacy.
The more stress she goes through, the more she sees the world as nothing more than a negative place. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but it's because women are not able to connect with God in the same way that men are. Women are not able to renew themselves mentally. They see everything on earth through the lens of the material.
What in tarnation? I must have missed that lesson in Sunday school, but he's blown the case wide open. Apparently women just can't connect to God the same way men can. And if you can't have a good connection to God like this guy does, I mean, you're fucked. What's the point? You don't have any value. Over and over and over again, this guy harps on the belief that he thinks women are too stupid to handle anything. He doesn't even view them as humans, it sounds like. He literally views them as like machines to pump out babies. All he says is that women aren't capable of handling experiences. That's like his main point right now. They don't have the same mental fortitude that men do, nor do they have the same connection to God that men have. Like, what the fuck is even wrong with you to think that for a second?
They see everything on earth through the lens of sensory perception. If something doesn't excite them enough, then it's not a good thing. If something stresses them out too much, then it's also not a good thing. Everything has to be new, everything has to be fresh, everything has to be exciting all the time, 100% of the time, otherwise it's bad. That's how women see the world. They don't have an accurate lens of reality through which they see the world. They just don't see reality.
Oh, but this guy sees reality. Yeah, this guy is really grounded in reality. This guy is so perceptive to reality. He's like Doctor Strange. He can see every possible reality in the known multiverse. Oh my god. And then he talks about women like they're all exactly the same, just fucking clones of each other. He can't even wrap his head around the idea that people are different and not just what he reads about on these weird fucking subreddits.
They interpret the quality of reality through the type of sensory input they're receiving. That's why girls don't work out. You ever wonder why the vast majority of women don't work out? They're fortunate enough to be born with a nice looking body, and then it just wastes away. They don't work out. They could preserve their body a little bit by working out.
Well, you heard it here first from this sculpted Adonis who only films from above the nipples to hide lack of muscle definition. No woman has ever worked out, or at least not many of them.
But that's why. It's because it hurts. Working out hurts. And since women only interpret the world through sensory perception, anything that hurts is a bad thing. They can't handle it. They literally can't handle working out. That's how strongly this influences their mind. And just as when I was saying earlier, when a woman goes through too many negative experiences, she's not able to renew herself because women are not as connected to God. They're not able to refresh themselves psychologically. They're not able to detach themselves from the material world.
Yeah, you suck. Yeah, you just fucking suck. Blows my mind that somebody like this not only exists, but also is delusional enough to post it online. Just literally put his face on this garbage. I can't imagine this is super helpful for him in his career if he has one, or if he's trying to make a career out of getting professionally banned on TikTok repeatedly.
So do pleasure experiences. If a woman has the best sex of her life with a guy, she will never be able to enjoy another man again.
Oh, so that's what happened here. The old 2-inch glory wand isn't getting the job done? The old skin flute ain't performing the way it used to? Now you just need to find something to blame? Okay. Now we're starting to put together the pieces of this jigsaw puzzle.
Even pleasurable experiences are too much for the woman to handle because they cannot refresh themselves. They can't see men in a new light. They can't appreciate different aspects of the man. All they see is whoever gives them the most dick, whoever gives them the most exciting experience,
I wonder if this guy actually believes that all women are just this wiener-hungry monster that's just constantly, like, foaming at the mouth for more cock to munch on. But it's never his wiener. You know, like, I can't imagine that he truly thinks that the only thing that matters to a woman is a penis. Like, how delusional. My god. I cut out a really long section where he just goes into divorce court, and to be fair, divorce court's pretty corrupt, like a lot of things. I don't think there's many people that would argue that divorce court is great, but he goes from that right back into, the only thing women care about is dick. Who gives them the most dick? They collect dick like Pokemon cards. My dick's good enough, goddammit!
Whoever takes her on the most expensive date, on the more expensive date, he's the one who's gonna take the cake. She will forever look at every other date after that with a sense of pity. You ever notice how girls who've been ran through or just more attractive girls tend to look at men with a sense of resentment or a sense of pity?
Bro, they look at you with a sense of resentment and pity because you are pathetic and creepy. Like, it's not... You make all of these massive generalizations. It's nutty. The things this guy says and the points that he makes are things that you would have read in Elliot Rodgers' manifesto. It's dangerous shit to actually fall into this pit where you think women are only here for men's pleasure and they only care about 3 things: dick, money, and height. I don't know if he even mentions height, I don't remember in the rest of the video, but he's already talked about how they only care about the biggest dick, the most dick, whoever has the most money.
Or they look at nice guys definitely with a sense of pity as well. It's almost like, oh, it's so cute. Look at him trying so hard. He thinks this is actually impressing me. Look at him trying so hard to impress me. Why is he trying? It's almost like they're confused. They're like, why is he trying so hard to impress me? What have I done to deserve such effort? Even they are not confused about the amount of value they provide. Even they understand that they are ruined. Even they understand that their value has gone out the window. It went out the window with the first 100 guys they slept with. And I do mean 100.
God, it's so fucking painful. Even women in their dumb, small brains understand that they're ruined because they didn't fuck me. Even they understand with their primitive understanding of God and sensory perception can understand they're not worth the effort of a nice guy. Ugh. It's so gross.
Therefore, women are naturally going to have more options. It just makes it seem like that. That's why women's egos are through the roof. That's why the moment they don't get this attention, they go fucking nuts. Because it's been that way their entire lives. Don't be fooled. Even they understand that their value is gone. That's why they don't like guys treating them with appreciation. That's why they don't like guys treasuring them. Because they know they're not treasures.
This guy's definitely undergone a transformation. He's digivolved from nice guy to fucking creepy cult leader weird man who don't like women no more.
They know they're not worthy of that treatment, but they're in such denial. Women are masters of self-denial. They don't deny themselves anything. They'll take anything they can get. Women say men will fuck anything, and then be the anything that gets fucked.
This guy's heart has been broken many times. It's like the Grinch with Christmas. Just can't stand it now, huh? He just really can't even tolerate a woman from the sound of it. And I have to wonder, how does this all tie into the title, Women Are Not Real? Everything he's saying here still confirms their existence. I understand it's supposed to be like a clickbaity title, but I mean at least like relatively connect the two in some way.
It's so funny because for all the resentment towards men that ran through women have, they sure do seem to have sex with them all the time. They'll still take anything they can get. It's not like they turn down men's advances. It's not like,
oh, so then it must be pretty easy to get laid if women aren't allowed to say no. Apparently, no woman has ever turned down a man's advances. Because then he goes on to say that they just fuck anything that moves. So, wow. I mean, I guess it's pretty fucking easy. You just gotta take that first step. Like, hey, sex? And it should work out just fine.
They're able to make it seem like they're just victims and really the men are the perpetrators. Things are much more nuanced and complex than the vast majority of people will ever realize, much less admit to. But I don't want to ramble on for too long. I think I've spoken on this long enough.
He is right about one thing. He rambled on for way too fucking long. It was a chore to sit through this video. And to really add insult to injury, he uses an anime profile pic of Johann Liebert from Monster. which is a pretty good anime, and a pretty fitting profile pic for this guy, I think, because he strikes me as a psychopath. Like, the shit he says is so disconnected from reality, while trying his best to convince himself that he's the only one living in reality. His big bombshell point he makes at the end, which I completely cut out because it's too stupid, was women have more options than men. They can have more sex than men when they want to. That was like his big gotcha at the end, and treated it like it was some huge government secret. Such a fucking wild ride of a video. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Okay. Let's start with the Island Boys. The only thing that I know about the Island Boys, outside of course, their chart topper, is they used to do cameos for the US military where they try and recruit people. So people would pay them from the US military to, like, shout them out and try and get kids to join the military. And then there was Sergeant Vasquez, who paid the Island Boys to appeal to his upper management about not kicking him out. So that was pretty cool.
The Island Boys were instantly judged as two talentless bozos who had covered themselves in tattoos.
True.
And as a result, people began to follow them for their stupidity as opposed to their talent.
And I think they're entertaining, and I follow them because they're entertaining.
Yeah,
I love to see the
surprised.
stupid shit that they say.
Now, the difference between the Island Boys and someone like 6ix9ine is that while 6ix9ine also got famous in part by his over-the-top ridiculous appearance, he actually has a decent portfolio of music.
His music usually did really well on the charts.
He then becomes well known, people check out his music, and then some.
A bit curious, has there been an example of someone who started as like a punching bag and then got famous for it and never fell off? Because think of all of your most popular memes and most popular like lol cows. It only works for like maybe a couple months. It never lasts forever. Oh, actually, that was a really bad baby. Yeah, that started as Dr. Phil, people making fun of her. And she's had an extremely successful career as a result. You're right. Anyone else, though? I don't know why people keep saying Justin Bieber. His career was music. Shitty music, for the most part, sure. But people like the music. Nobody ever liked the Island Boys' music. They only ever made fun of them. So that doesn't really count. People that literally only existed to be made fun of, and then had a successful career as people to just keep making fun of. That's what the Island Boys were. It's not like they had... Like, a lot of people got their start as a joke, but also contributed something that people might actually like music or whatever. They haven't done that. Joji. What are you talking about? Joji was an extremely popular YouTuber. I think the only actual example is actually going to be Bad Baby.
Think about a hater. A hater is watching you sometimes more than a person that loves you. Yeah, and if they're hating on me, it's just because they really love me. Because I see the haters check up on me more.
Didn't they also, like, lose their mind here and get upset?
It's people kind of hold against you as a grudge, is that
Is
like,
so
your
medical?
image is crazy and you're sort of famous, but maybe the music isn't necessarily the reason why you guys are so known.
Right.
One of the Island Boys would go on to state that the other reason they had so many haters was because of jealousy.
Just hating on me or whatever.
That's always the one.
Jealousy, either that, because I'm not really doing nothing.
Which is just another.
Everyone always says that. Like, when someone's getting a ton of, like, backlash, the immediate thing they fall back on is jealousy. It reminds me of shit people or parents would tell their kids in middle school if they were just getting bullied. It's like, yeah, they're jealous. It's like, nah, maybe your kid's a loser. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, it's just, I guess growing up you just get told if someone's being mean, it's because they're jealous or whatever.
I worked my ass off. It's not even just the Island Boys. It's the fact that we went through so many obstacles, it was just bound to happen.
Now, it'd be a cheap shot to say that there was no hard work. I'm sure the Island Boys had to have...
No, you can say that with confidence. There was no hard work.
And this is one of the...
In the singing?
Only ones that are talented in the singing.
And this is one of the strangest parts about...
Is that what he said? In the singing? Oh, in the scene. Oh, in the scene. Okay. Now, have they... I guess I'll look it up real quick. Do they actually make music? Because, again, all I know them for now is they just do recruitment for the US Army through Cameo. Island Boys get booed on stage. That sounds about right.
So basically, when I was locked up, I was probably one of the only people in the dorm that knew how to rap, that knew how to freestyle, but didn't care. I think me as a rapper, my music is underestimated though. Yeah, for sure.
What music? Do you make music?
Going back to the Impulsive podcast, the Island Boys seemed pretty proud that they had paved their own path after Mike would ask them about which rappers they had been inspired
So
by.
another thing though, and it didn't help, they were also harbinging or giving, what the fuck was the charge? They had a murderer stay with them, right? A guy had just killed someone and the Island Boys said, yeah, you can just stay here for a while to lay low. What was the charge? Was it aiding and abetting? So it's not just that they're unlikable, which they are, and untalented, which they are. It's that they also make the dumbest fucking decisions of all time. He killed a child? Yeah, I guess so. I don't remember the story, but yeah, apparently an 8-year-old girl was the victim. It was a drive-by shooting.
Is that why you guys have such a unique sound?
Yeah. We don't listen to
That's so nice to call it a unique sound.
I used to listen.
I agree with you guys to an extent of not like being swayed.
Dude,
by,
they're just
by
fucking with
other
them.
people,
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like
the
current winners in the culture act as like guardrails and guidelines for what you do with your craft.
Mike is 100% correct here.
I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest into something. So you guys will never ever.
Oh yeah, have you heard of
After storming
NFTs?
out of the, their emotional response to what George had to say is also a pretty good indication that the Island Boys are probably pretty unwise and insecure when it comes to their financial situation.
So what are they doing on TikTok now? I haven't checked in a long time actually. Let's see. They're the Island Boys. No, they're not. What are they? They're Kodiak something actually. Oh, Fly Soldier. Oh boy, their views are not doing well. Oh boy. Alright, what's this one? This is y'all got room for one more.
Y'all got room for one more. Well, to become an Island Boy, you gotta be special, you gotta have talent. You also have to look a certain way, you gotta be cleaned up at all times. And then you also have to, entertain us. Because the Island Boys, me and him, like to be entertained by people. So you gotta really deal with having.
What is that, like a court jester then?
Criteria.
I can't believe they're not doing well. That sounds fucking amazing. Oh my god, they did recruit a third Island Boy. Yeah, it looks like they recruited a third Island Boy. Welcome to the family, man. Yeah, they're struggling though. Sonny is not wrong. They're not breaking 100K on all their videos anymore.
Be sustained, or if that could be translated into a successful career long term.
Before going on to
Again, people keep saying music artists they don't like. People unironically listen to someone like Lil Pump. No one unironically listens to the Island Boys. That's the difference. Lil Pump was a joke. People made fun of him, but then he kept making music that some people liked. Now, do I agree with him? No, I think they are objectively wrong with their opinion. If you like Lil Pump, you just know that you are wrong. And you make me sick. But people do like it. Nobody listens to the Island Boys. That's the difference. They don't even make music, from what it seems like. It seems like they just sit in a jacuzzi and ask people to join the Island Boys.
Possible, I doubt he's making any new money like how Island Boys are. We are successful and happy in life.
Which would be followed.
Also, a little heads up, I don't think the Island Boys have much money to begin with. Just as a quick peruse through their TikTok, it seems like the only money they make is when the US Army hires them to do a cameo for recruitment. And you can't really monetize TikTok. The Creator Fund, I think, pays out, what is it, $1,000 per like 20 million views or something? It's something absurd. And they're not getting 20 million views a month. So I don't think that they're pulling that kind of money. I could be wrong though. It's been a long time since I looked at the TikTok Creator Fund. All I know is that it's not very good. It's a little better than the YouTube Shorts Creator Fund, but not by much. Charlie, you're wrong. Bro, I have a channel that has shorts on it. Do you know how much money that makes a month on just shorts? Less than $100 sometimes. And that's off of like 30 million views on the shorts a month. And the TikTok Creator Fund is just a little bit better than that. So I can extrapolate to a certain degree.
It's short-term hustling. And we've seen this exact same quote-unquote business model, I guess you could call it, being done, but this doesn't last.
Nice. And it didn't. It does not seem like it lasts. But they gave it their best. God damn it. That jacuzzi wasn't gonna get satin in itself. Yeah, we'll watch this one. I don't know anything about the 1,000 Pound Sisters, so I think it's just a really sad thing. But I am very curious to see about this scam.
Yesterday, Tabby went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. I set up a GoFundMe account if y'all can donate a penny.
The Slayton sisters would turn their entire audience against them through controversy after controversy, peaking with one of the most ambitious scandals in YouTube history, a GoFundMe for Tammy Slayton's funeral, who had an...
That is bold.
However,
that is very bold.
Known more about these two sisters prior to the beginning of their channel, each of these controversies could have been easily predicted. So when they first began their channel, they were liked. The sisters built an audience through their strong family bond, positive attitude, and ability to laugh at their own shortcomings.
We need to lose weight to come together.
We don't care if you don't like us, we're fat and we love it.
They weren't exactly the sharpest tools in the
I've
show.
never heard them
People
speak.
appreciated
They
their
sound like the
authenticity.
Kanker sisters.
And the fact that they were kind of doing YouTube for themselves, it didn't seem like they were trying to impress anyone. Love when a girl isn't afraid to be herself. I applaud you.
Thanks for your
Finally, a
Gamer
real
Clown.
person doing a review. Love it. Keep them coming. However, when examining the video's thumbnail and dislike ratio, it was pretty obvious that it had gone viral as a result of people watching to laugh at their physical appearances.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I think is really sad about the whole situation, and especially the TLC show. It's literally just so people can point and laugh at them. Like, and that enables them to keep killing themselves. I don't know, I just find that whole thing to be sad. That's why I don't ever really watch it or try and learn about it. I just think the whole situation's really morbid.
Proposal. The audience sends a bit of money through, the sisters get a new laptop, and in return the audience gets a higher average video quality.
That's that shit you see sometimes, like, if everyone that follows me gives me $1, just $1, we'll be good.
The whole MacBook thing was not my idea, it was a friend of mine's idea. I didn't even edit the
Clara,
video.
damn it.
Is down.
However, while Amy did receive a bit of hate, the operation proved to be successful after
Oh.
raising over $833, showing the Slayton sisters that it was not only possible...
What? How expensive is a MacBook Pro? They were asking for $10K? Bro, what does that shit go for? What?
The other problem that the Slayton sisters encountered after growing an audience was that they could now be held accountable for the stories that they shared throughout their videos. Think about a situation in which she had adopted a German Shepherd rescue dog before leaving it in a camper van on a hot summer day. Now, Amy would state that
The camper has AC in it, and we only put him in there for like 30 minutes. And who are y'all to judge me?
However, when Amy would then reveal that the dog had gone crazy inside and smashed the air conditioning unit just to get out, her audience assumed that maybe the AC wasn't on and that the dog was
Yeah, it probably wasn't
because
on.
It had been overheating inside. This theory would be supported further after
Jesus
Amy revealed that the dog
Christ.
had bit. However, with the bite mark being so severe and Amy taking the dog to the pound, whilst using the wording that the dog was no longer with her, the audience assumed that Amy had taken the dog to the pound to have it put down, resulting in the popular opinion
Well,
that Amy was
fuck her.
an abuser. I can't
Jesus
imagine this
Christ.
woman owning a German Shepherd. Shepherds need tons of activity both physically and mentally. She couldn't even take care of herself, let alone
I see why a lot of people do not like them.
This sentiment will become even worse when, at a later date,
Well,
Tammy
now I
would
feel
upload a
absolutely
video
no
talking
sympathy
about
for
the
her.
celebration of her birthday at a gaming arcade, mentioning in passing that she felt sorry for their other dog a little bit, who had been left in the hot car whilst they were inside playing games.
Oh my god.
I feel bad for him a little bit because she sat outside in a quiet car while we were having fun. But I did, while we were at getting something to eat, I did get a little bit some ice water. So I thought about it. At least Amy said I was going to get some water.
Wow.
What a selfish, disgusting bunch of people these three are. Poor
What an
little dog.
absolute
I'm
piece of
surprised
shit.
But still, Amy would find herself in yet another controversy after going on a date with a 19-year-old autistic kid at a local McDonald's.
Y'all know that I had the worst night ever Friday, and it was a horrible night. It started off good. We met each other. Well, it wasn't the first time we met. Don't think that. I'm not that type of person.
As mentioned, in the beginning the date seemed to have been going well,
What
to the
the
extent that Amy
fuck?
and her date decided
So I was giving him a hickey, and he
Oh.
was like, quit biting me, and I'm like, I'm not biting you.
Oh, this is worse than Amy Schumer talking about her vagina. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow. Hold on. I need a break. I'm gonna splash like holy water in my fucking face or something. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
during the intimate moment, he would take to Facebook, posting a status written in an ancient hillbilly dialect, which will receive a response from Amy about the size of his
Wait, I want to read this. Damn, sounds like it wasn't like trying to give him a hickey. She was trying to like Dracula this man. Good lord.
I hope y'all guys are happy. David just broke up with me.
Nice.
Because everybody was harassed. Now y'all see why I don't tell people who I'm dating. Because y'all bully and harass me.
really don't.
And while this would mark the end of Amy and Tammy's reputational-based scandals, it would ironically mark the beginning of
Holy
what would be
shit.
many financial controversies,
Oh my God.
beginning when their audience discovered the merch site was suspicious from the very beginning and read as follows. If you purchase Tammy's merch, you'll be added to a private group chat with Tammy. To purchase, head over to
nice.
the donate section, and they're definitely scamming the tax system and sliding money to Tammy
Oh.
so she can sell disability from what it seems.
Wait,
I support
what?
a good side hustle.
What? Bro, that's kind of big brain for Tammy. That's very interesting. That is not her idea. Someone must have actually like told her about that shit. That's kind of smart. Because it doesn't count as income at that point.
This feels like a way to scam the IRS somehow. I didn't sell anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It got worse when fans would come to realize that the sisters hadn't been paying the artists who had completed the designs for the merch. However, this still doesn't make it the most notorious controversy in the Slayton sisters' history, bringing us to the infamous scam.
This is what we got the
When
cliff
Tammy,
notes on
who was
earlier.
The heavier of the two sisters fell over in the bathroom before waking up the following day without the ability to breathe.
Told me I had pneumonia and that's why I had to stay in the hospital.
Whilst in the hospital, Tammy's condition would worsen, leading her to pass out for 3.5 weeks whilst on life support, during which Amy would begin the GoFundMe.
And this was all
to
fake?
Amy's credit, it probably was pretty scary having your overweight, unhealthy sister
Oh,
on life
so
support
all of that
for
happened, she just
4 weeks.
didn't die.
However, to begin planning
Her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
whilst mentioning that Tammy was on a medical card, however, the amount of money provided would not be enough.
Is that a real thing? I mean, I guess it has to be, right? I'm guessing they would have to like supersize that.
Please find it in your heart to donate.
The GoFundMe itself, which would raise a total of $818.
Wow, wait,
This
what?
fund-
They asked less for this super quadruple freight container coffin than they did for the MacBook. They had $10K for a MacBook and $1,500 for a super coffin.
Clarify that. Take it up to the funeral home where it can build interest. Or probably they'll take it to the funeral home and let it build
What?
interest. So if something does happen.
Alright, someone more knowledgeable than me. Can you do that? You can just put money into a funeral home like a bank and it'll gain interest? What? I'm investing in the funeral stock. So that's not a real thing. I can't believe it. You telling me I can't invest in funeral homes?
So when it was confirmed that there was no funeral, a new question had been created. Where had the money gone?
I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
However, when her audience would ask her to prove it, she'd state that it was her mother's responsibility to provide the receipts.
My mom is trying to find the receipts. I know I've been wrong. I should not have thrown
I'll check it out,
receipts
man.
away. But in my
Thinks he's
head,
a
I
piece-
won't
best
thank
boy.
you for these receipts. Might come and bite me in the ass. You know, I wasn't thinking that. It was a simple mistake.
However, if the GoFundMe had been done online, then surely she was using internet banking. Why couldn't she provide a screenshot of the bank transfer to her mother? Medical bill
Yeah,
receipts
these two
don't
are like
seem
just
something
actual
you can
pieces of
throw
shit.
away. Most interesting part about the whole ordeal is that while
That's
most
alright,
disgraced YouTubers simply fade into obscurity
There's
as
Prime
the years go
Mirage.
by, the Slayton sisters have managed to remain relevant after rolling their public image into a TLC show titled 1,000 Pound Sisters, on which Amy has since lost over 100 pounds, has got married, had a baby, and is looking healthy compared to her early days on YouTube.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Tammy, whose continual weight gain
Oh.
underpins much of the show's entertainment factor. The show just had its third season with well over 1 million viewers per episode.
Wow. Whoa. I didn't expect that ending. That kind of caught me off guard. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, I don't feel as bad for them now after learning about them, like, killing dogs, basically. Neglecting them, putting them in hot cars. So it's hard to find sympathy for where they're at right now. And the scamming, of course. But the dog thing in particular made me very sad. I'm sure by now many of you have at least heard of the EDP-445 situation. That sounds like some kind of fucking Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg, but for those that don't know, EDP-445 stands for Eat That Pussy. He was a big YouTuber. He had a huge online presence, and this week he was accused, and with a lot of evidence backing it, of being a pedophile, and with video evidence, him showing up to a meeting place where he believed he was meeting with a 13-year-old that was actually set up in very similar style to like a Chris Hansen investigation by a YouTuber, Predator Poachers. That name actually is shared by other people who hunt predators, but today this was done by one person, or one group in particular, and that person, the big face behind it, is not a good person at all. And that's why I wanted to do this little intro here, because I want to make it clear that there's no heroes in this story. You can't root for the person behind the investigation of EDP. They did a good thing, but they're a shit person. The main guy behind Predator Poacher has had a lot come out about him recently, showing his prank calls to a BLM hotline where he just says the N-word. He said the N-word, hard R, multiple times. Believes he's like an edgy troll, but his trolling is just saying the N-word. Epic prank. And he's just not someone that I can really appreciate the work of. But he and his group were the ones that broke this story on EDP, who is a very bad person as well, who, with all of this evidence coming forward, which is pretty damning, have put together this whole case against EDP 445. And today I watched it all on Twitch, streamed it with the community, so that way we could all be caught up on the internet lore together. I've heard it's really bad. So yeah, the general gist of it, EDP 445, a huge YouTuber, very popular YouTuber. I personally wasn't super familiar with his work. I'd always heard his name though. Stands for Eat the Pussy 445. So this came out a day ago, which was to hype this up. I think this is only reading text messages, and this is when he actually showed up. This is the only thing I've seen. This guy has a fucked up past. Like, even on this channel, apparently some videos that are still up from streams where he'd call BLM and drop the N-word to them or something. Like, he'd call organizations supporting BLM and just start dropping the N-word or some shit. Like, this guy is not a good guy.
So, everybody go subscribe right now. Go subscribe. And, if you want to see the full chat messages...
I'm sorry to interrupt again. Another thing, the reason this video took so long for them to put out... is because he wanted to wait for it to get full monetization. So that's why he kept hyping it up, and the reason why he kept pushing it back, because it wouldn't get full ads on it. So, this guy's kind of a real piece of shit, if I'm being honest. Like, he does a good thing in the worst possible way.
And show interest.
Who starts a conversation like that? What? Dropped a mean ass shit. Man, they say fucking chivalry is dead. This guy is suave. Now that is how you flirt. That's a good line for Tinder, I'd say. If you guys need any help on like your game, take notes from EDP. Dropped a mean ass shit. And then send an audio message. Do I have to go to the other ones in order to... He sent a picture of his shit? No fucking... Alright, hold on. Does this... We're gonna have to keep going back and forth. This is gonna be like an MLA formatted fucking research paper here with citations. For these text messages, if I want to see them uncensored, do I have to go to this stream? So do I have to like cross-reference the uncensored versions with the stream here? I can't show a picture of literal shit on Twitch, but I need to confirm whether or not he sent a shit pic. That's very bold. Just ordered some pizza, about to fuck this shit up. Pizza sounds good. Hell yeah, I'm about to annihilate that shit. Okay. Oh! He sent a picture of his shit! Dropped a mean ass shit, and it's a full loaf. This man, he's sending shit pics. And that is not a healthy shit. That's very runny. There's no solid foundation of the stool. That is alarming, considering he just annihilated a pepperoni chicken pizza. He also sent his dick. Yeah, but that's not nearly as cool as a shit pic. EDP was breaking new grounds. They were only just starting to talk. It had been 2 days, I think. And then he hits her with, drop a mean ass shit, and then sends a picture of his toilet bowl with poopy in it. Yeah, I'd show the other video, but I'm worried of how many pictures of shit he might have sent. Like, what the fuck is this? Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good, just having lunch. What did you eat? Tacos. That's cool, what are you doing? Just got done beating my shit. Now watching YouTube. Oh yeah, I just had some tacos. Also just beat the fuck out of my cock. What are you doing? Yeah, he sent a picture of his actual unedited shit. He didn't even put like a cute little emoji over it, so I'm a little concerned to show it. I think we're right here. How is this possible? I just went to a random point in here. How is the bathroom trip going? Going great. I'm fucking this bitch up. What the fuck? Are you sure he only sends one shit pic? Like, it seems like that's all they talked about was him shitting. I went a little too far. I skipped ahead in the lore. I was at 14 minutes, not 20. I accidentally spoiled chapter 2 here, it seems. I like this part. Relax, I'm not a weirdo or anything. When literally 5 days ago he sent a picture of his actual shit in a toilet. No, we're doing both videos. The only reason I'm going back and forth is because these are censored and I want to understand how we got here. Oh, he seems bothered that she's 13, but then for some reason continues to talk. Oh, okay, here we go. So he has like a realization here. Not enough to go to jail over. Okay, okay. So how does he continue to like fall for this then? I was eating a corn dog today and the bitch burned the roof of my mouth. I spit that shit out so fast. Alright. Just a little PSA, don't take pictures like this. These kind of pics just never really work. It's just kind of a weird pic. Make sure you get some good flattering angles. You don't need to put like a ton of thought into it, but just enough to know where it doesn't look like you're crawling under someone's bed. Where are you ticklish? On my back and stomach. If you ever want something from me, and you want it, the easiest way would be to tickle me. Okay. I hope you don't tickle me, that's my weakness. If EDP was a boss battle, tickling would be his weak spot. That'd be your DPS phase. One of these days, I'm gonna surprise you, put my hands over your eyes and be like, guess who? That's like the worst surprise ever. That'd be like the last way I'd want to be introduced to somebody.